8 people are dead after a charter aircraft crashed near a remote radar site in western Alaska on Thursday. In the meantime, the US military confirmed that everybody on board the aircraft, unfortunately, they all were killed. The crash happened at Cape Newenham Long-Range Radar Site Airport, roughly about 725 kilometers west of Anchorage. This is not an ordinary airport, by the way. The radar site is part of a network of remote facilities responsible for monitoring the aircraft operation in Alaska's airspace and along the borders of the state. In fact, the site it is managed by the Pacific Air Force Regional Support Center. And that makes the whole incident particularly significant. Why? Because these remote radar installations play an important role in monitoring the vast and significantly sensitive Alaskan region. In the meantime, the US Air Force Lieutenant General Robert Davis, commander of Alaskan Command, the Alaskan North American Aerospace Defense Command's region, and the 11th Air Force, they described the whole crash as a devastating loss for the military family and the communities that they serve. While the aircraft involved was described as a civilian contracted aircraft, the military had not provided details about the exact work the people on board they were carrying out. Earlier on Thursday evening, by the way, Clint Johnson, the Alaska Region Chief of the National Transportation Safety Board, he said that there were 2 pilots and 6 passengers on the aircraft. Unfortunately, none of them survived. The plane had taken off from Anchorage and was believed to have crashed early Thursday afternoon while approaching Cape Newenham, and this is according to Mr. Johnson here. The location itself presents a lot of challenges. Well, Cape Newenham, it is a remote area far from Alaska's major population centers, and research and recovery operations in such an environment, it could be extremely difficult for anybody. Well, General Davis, he said that those on board, they were dedicated professionals carrying out a vital mission in a demanding environment. He also said the immediate priority was supporting the families, friends, and teammates affected by this particular strategy. Well, in the meantime, the US military also praised the search and recovery professionals who responded to this particular crash immediately. At this stage, authorities have not provided a full explanation of what really caused the aircraft to go down. Investigators will now have to determine what happened during the approach to the remote radar site and whether the weather, mechanical failure, whether it was human factor or another issue that played a key role here. For the families of those 8 people, however, the investigation is only one part of the story. In the meantime, the immediate reality, that is a devastating loss. And yes, from an aircraft crash in a remote corner of America, we move to a completely different kind of crisis. One involving an American citizen, China, an espionage case that Washington says is deeply concerning.